Wow. Tell me that you haven't done this in a minute without telling me that you haven't done this in a minute. Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. As always, I'm Bozer. And look, guys, I have a new webcam. I got a new one. Hopefully this one won't freeze on me. This is like a test stream almost also with this camera. So I might be futzing with some things over here on the side. But so far, it seemed to be doing a little bit better than my old one, which I love the quality of the old one, but quality sucks when you freeze every 10 minutes. Hi, guys. How you been? Missed you. Been a minute. I have had such a wild summer so far. I have seen both coasts. I've seen the West Coast. I just came back from the East Coast. One was for work, one was for pleasure, but I still got to see it, and it was incredible. But because of that, I've unfortunately not been able to do these Geek Out Sesh as regularly as I would like to. But, you know, you're not a fan of the channel if you're not used to that inconsistency. So I'm glad to be back at it. And we've got a really cool special guest with an exciting thing that they're about to launch. But before we get to that, tell me about you. How was your week? Like I said, I just got back. I went to LA. Never saw LA before. Got to stay in this incredible place. You could see the Hollywood sign from the balcony. We did all the touristy things. Madame Tussauds, went to Chinese Grauman's Theater, saw Mission Impossible in IMAX. Super cool. Would recommend. Went out to Beverly Hills. Got kicked out of a store or a restaurant because I didn't have my shoulders covered. We brought Indiana to LA and it was prime. Speaking of shoulders not covered, I'm also not covered tonight because y'all, the AC went down in these record highs. Anybody else? Anybody else? No, just me. So you can't see, but I've got 2 fans on me. A couple more in the next room. I'm also watching my I'm watching my bulldog this weekend. It's Monday this week. So she is put in a bathroom with a fan on her where the tiles are cool because she would just pant her face off. And we can't have that. Josie is a little baby angel and needs to be well taken care of. But hey, question for you guys. Do you like board games? Specifically, do you like tabletop war games? Have you never played? Like me. Have you not gotten into the Warhammer 4K? Is your favorite game Monopoly? Well, we're going to change that tune tonight with our geek guest tonight. Super cool project. Thank you, Cantina 13, for connecting us. Because you know Dylan from Cantina is the ultimate connector all over the internet. The ultimate hype man, just above me. And I'm really happy that he connected us because tonight my geek guest has a Kickstarter launching tomorrow. I repeat, tomorrow. And we're going to repeat that throughout the stream so that you know to use command BARNBURNERS and go support that Kickstarter as soon as it's live tomorrow so that you can get in on the action early and you're going to hear all about the game, what came behind it. And before you thought, oh, this is another professional developer. No. First board game. And y'all, it's serious. It looks sick. I've looked into it. It looks amazing. And I can't wait to hear more about it. So without any further ado, we're launching right into this Geek Out Sesh tonight. So give it up for my geek guest tonight, Jedediah. Welcome.
Hello. That was awesome to hear your intro. That was awesome. Yeah, you got a sweet channel here.
Aw, he thinks we're sweet, you guys. Welcome, Jedediah. How's it going, man?
Doing well. I mean, tired, but
I bet
loving life. You know that feeling when you just...
It's a good tired. Oh, no. See, look. Curse of FGBG. If it's not my technical difficulties, it's yours. Did you know that you just froze for a hot second?
I did not.
Okay. See, it's not your fault. It's this place's fault. It has a curse. I keep fighting it off, and so it defects to my guests, unfortunately. But you're great. You said you were tired, but a good tired when you're loving life.
Yeah.
That's such a great feeling.
It hurts so good. That's what I was saying.
It hurts so good. And bad news for you. I think your hurt is just beginning because you're launching your Kickstarter tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I feel like it's actually coming to an end because for the last, last several months, but years before that, but the last several months specifically, we've been picking up the pace so much. There's been so much work, and it's all coming to a head on the.
And it strikes again.
PST will act.
Oh no, Jedediah, you are freezing. You were fine in the green room. You were just fine.
Oh.
That's what they do. That's what these nargles on the internet do. They wait until you are frozen.
Am I clear now?
You are. Actually, what's funny, when I talked to you pre-stream about how great your camera is, and I used to do the same thing, and it would freeze, and it's doing the exact same thing to you. I think it might be Talk Studio.
I see you fine.
I see you. At least try to, if you keep a pleasant face, then when you freeze, we can't clip it and make you look like an idiot, like our channel does for me.
I'm sorry. I feel like my Wi-Fi is usually perfect. It's usually fine. I don't know what it is.
I'm telling you,
it's my first time doing this Talk Studio Streamlabs, but
I promise it's not you. It's the curse of this channel. We have technical difficulty merch for a reason.
Yeah.
It's the bane of our existence.
We'll make it through. Even if there's a few mishaps here and there, we'll make it through.
It's all good. We'll make it.
Well,
so this launches what time tomorrow?
9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Kickstarter.
Okay. Setting my alarm.
Set your alarms.
And y'all, if you haven't already, set your alarm and use command BARNBURNERS. Or if you're watching this back on YouTube or listening to podcasts, the link will be in the description. So you can run, don't walk, run straight to the Kickstarter link. And if you're thinking, why would I do that? I don't know anything about the game. Stick around. You're going to find out. But before we get too deep into this, Jedediah, tell us just a quick overview, a little bit about who you are and what you do as a geek.
Yeah, what was that last part? What I do as a what?
What you do as a geek.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll totally tell you. I think my story actually is relatable to a lot of people, especially in this day and age. I have a geek side to me, but I'm not only a geek. Like, it's really weird. Some people, because I'm an artist.
We got a lot of artists here. One in the chat, like Oceana. Hello, Oceana.
Like, it's so... I love it because I think we all have a geek inside of us that we just have to go explore and find out. And so as a photographer, I have always had, that nerdy side to you. You geek out about random stuff, whatever it be. But this specific project has been kind of the outlet for all my nerdiness in the last several years. And it started when I was a kid with my brother.
I love that. And I can relate with that so hard because I'm in my 30s and this channel started like 5-6 years ago. Can't even keep track anymore. But just like you, like I liked geeky things, but I didn't really lean into it as hard over something until this. And it creates like this like whole new level of passion inside you. You're like, what? This is my life? So I'm so thrilled for you that you were able to access that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great. And I love when different worlds come together for me. And this project specifically has been this awesome world of creativity, nerdy world building, but also business. Like I'm an entrepreneur. Like I have my own production company as a photographer. So like I love making products that are cool and work. And so when you get to combine those worlds that rarely come together, it feels like, oh, this is so cool. I love this.
Okay, so rewind the clock. You said that you were a kid when you first thought of this game. And no offense, but I don't think that you were a kid a couple of years ago. How many years ago was this that you first came up with this idea with your brother?
15 years ago. So Midwest. I'm from Michigan. So
I'm from Michiana. They call it Michiana. We're in northern Indiana. We were probably neighbors.
Down to Chicago so much as a kid. My grandparents lived down there. So yeah, I have Indiana phrase. But my brother and I, when we were little kids, we were homeschooled. And anyone out there who's been homeschooled, I mean, not for a whole schooling, but for our younger years, we were homeschooled. Anyone who's been homeschooled out there, you realize you do work, but you have so much time on your hands. And when you have your best friend as a brother right there, you got all this time to be imaginative and creative. So we like lived in the creative dreamscape, outside all the time, the classic childhood fun life, fishing, adventuring. But one of those things is board games.
Right.
And so that's kind of what one of the interests we both had. We had all these different games we liked as kids, and we were so creative. They're like, hey, what if we just try to make our own, taking the best elements from all these different games? And so that's kind of how that started.
That's like, I wasn't homeschooled, but I did have a lot of time on my hands because I was kind of a weird kid and not a lot of people want to play with me at times. But I remember some project in 3rd grade was create your own board game. And when I first heard, when I was doing some research on you and your Kickstarter, that this was created when you were kids, my mind went right back to that. And I was like, holy shit, I need to pull out the plans for that. Maybe it's a real hit. I highly doubt it. It was basically a play on Candyland.
Yeah. Honestly, I think one of the cool things about all these years later, not like, since we're adults, we can actually create a project. We have careers. We can, put the necessary funding to build something like this. It's so cool to, the end of the day, what we're doing is we're really taking me and my brother's childhood dream. And it was a game that we really liked. Like, we played it a lot, even through like his early college years, and he's 2 years older than me. And it's just so cool to see a childhood dream that usually those dreams kind of go away as you get older. You kind of get older, you get boring, you forget all your childhood.
Real life sets in. You're like, well, that's not going to make any money. I should focus my time.
Like, no, you can actually do those dreams and they can turn out to of this whole experience is this reconnection with my brother on a level, because we live across the country, but a reconnection with my brother on like a really cool thing. Obviously we're still close, but not as close as you are when you're kids and when you're living every day together.
Right.
And it's just been a beautiful reconnection with my brother in that sense. And also like making a childhood dream come to life.
So when you were a kid and with your brother growing up, what were the games that you kind of cobbled together to create what is now Barnburners and Noblemen? Yeah,
it super random actually. Specific games, things like Risk, classic war game, pretty straightforward, but it's a classic. Also a game called Star Wars Duels. It's an older minis game. It came with 3D printed minis that were like, like games used to be so cool back in like the 2090s. Like they came with elements that are like nowadays you would never be able to get, and they'd be like $50. It's like, what? How did they do that? It's crazy, but
not like 120 or anything.
Games specifically that kind of bordered between like a game with mechanics, but there was a tactile.
Love a mini. Love anything that you can play with from the game.
We loved those games. They added such an experience that went beyond the mechanics. And so Star War game, they try to take Warhammer, condense it. It was cool in some ways for sure, but they definitely paved the way of that more, comprehensive war game. But all those together, even Age of Empires, it's a video game, but I loved Age of Empires as a kid. But the way that they did campaigns and storytelling in that game, we wanted to bring that into our world. And so all these random, like use.
This is breaking my heart because I know what you're saying. It's so poignant and so beautiful, and you're freezing.
Oh no! Where did it stop?
Good storytelling.
Okay.
Age of Empire.
Yep.
It's happening every minute or so.
Maybe if I talk slower, it'll be able to keep up better, because sometimes I have a problem talking fast. So, yeah, Age of Empires. Mix all those in. You got Star Wars Duels, you got Risk, you got HeroScape, you got Age of Empires, all these different influences as a kid. And it's what turned into a game that we started as with strips of paper, bent in half, little feet sticking out with just names, index cards, dominoes. Like, we created this game with literally a smorgasbord of random pieces.
Right, whatever you can find.
Sketchy. Yeah, like whatever you could find. But we built the game using the world of Lord of the Rings because that's what we knew at the time. Like we loved Lord of the Rings. We had little Lord of the Rings action figures, so we'd build Gimli in this certain way and these different things, and that's kind of what started. Then as we got a little older, we tried a Star Wars version, and we combined that, and then we're like, oh, we can't combine them because the specials are too imbalanced, it won't work. But literally, a fun game takes so much play testing to make it fun. It takes a long time to make a complex, fun game. But that's the cool thing. We were kids. We had all the time in the world to innovate, to adjust. Like, it's so funny. It's a sad story about that original game because one of my brother's roommates at some point while he was in college thought it was trash because we kept in this old sandwich bag and chucked it. But if you could go back and look at that, you'll see these cards that are pencil, and they're like erased, eraser marks everywhere, things misspelled. We just kept on innovating and innovating, and we learned how to make a balanced, functional game back when we had the time to do it. Because nowadays we wouldn't have time to make such a complex but fun game.
What adult has time for anything they enjoy?
Yeah, right? I know. And so that's what was so cool about that. We were able to actually put the effort and time that was required for a fun game back when we were kids.
I love that. And the thing I love most is that you actually remember it. And even though it was thrown out, like, did you have to find some old manual, or is it all just top of the mind? At least he's freezing in a very pleasant.
Oh, there we go. I see it now. I see it now. Well, man, saying that it's thrown out now, but I remember it. What was the question?
Like, when you came back to the drawing board for like turning this into the game in the version it is today, did you just have to think off the dome, or did you find like the old rule set anywhere?
Yeah, well, that's a funny process. So how this initially happened is, so the game was lost there's like the dark years of, like, I don't know, it's like between 5 and 10 years, somewhere in there, where we didn't have the game anymore.
Right.
And I was talking to my brother on the phone, and we've talked about, remember that game that was like really cool? Like, our friends liked it, and they shouldn't have liked it. It was really janky looking. It was just paper and stuff. Like, it wasn't cool, but they loved it. And we're like, man, that would be so fun. But like, how do you even start with that? How do you make a board game? Like, what does that take? That's impossible. And literally, like, the next day, I drove past a Barnes and Nobles, and this is kind of a fun lore story, is we, since high school, had always called Barnes and Nobles Barn Burners and Noblemen for some reason. We just kind of added to it, and we loved it. And there's something about that name that evoked like a story. I was like, man, whoever the Barn Burners are and the Noblemen, there's something going on in that world that I want to explore. I want to know about that. There's a tension in the name. There's a conflict in the name. There's so much story potential in that name. And literally that is sparked. I'm like, what if we just created our own world? That's kind of this mix of like medieval, some fantasy, a little bit of like the dawn of gunpowder, and we create the whole thing from the ground up, but we revolve it around these two main factions, Barn Burners and Noblemen. And these Barn Burners are these, blue collar people that like got their name in retaliation against the tyrannical leader back in the day. And they have these noblemen who believe in like the feudal system being the best system. And no one's all bad and no one's all good, but there's people started building characters inside that world. That came from like every fantasy lore in the world has that kind of name. And so there's some random things. There's words we made up that we would say as kids, like the Pilgrims. That's a horse group card in our game. That was a word we made up. You got Hildegard in there, who's named after a musical composer, Hildegard von Bingen. Like, it's literally
the most why do I know that name?
Creation. Yeah, it's so random, but it was just this like, just this creative, extreme freedom express. Let's bring it to our own characters, because we made this special. Obviously, you can imagine we're calling every day. We're building these characters. We come together for break during around Christmas. We're playing, we're building, we're playing. Like the 8th version of this game. So it's been revised, it's been honed. There's still six. It's going to bump them up to a skill level.
Jedediah,
Play it.
can I pause you?
Yeah.
Because I am catching almost every other sentence. It's freezing, and I'm not sure that I'm catching the full scope of what you're trying to say, and I don't believe the chat is either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull an audible. We're gonna pause the stream real quick. We're gonna see if we can fix some of these and come right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
This is such good stuff. I'm sure it is. I can tell by your face, but we're just missing it. I don't want anybody to miss it, especially on your first podcast talking about the game. So we'll be right back, people. Don't go anywhere. Stay in the chat. Talk to each other. Tell everyone. Answer the question of the day. We'll be right back.
See you soon.